Ciao friends, my name is Joey Balistreri. Welcome to my channel. This is a little different video than what I normally do. A lot of times, well, what I've been trying to do is at least once a month do a recap of all the videos and the jewelry that I've made in that month. And I make a lot of jewelry and so I'm going to try to start doing those videos a little bit more frequently so they aren't quite so long and there isn't so many pieces of jewelry to get to. But today what I wanted to share with you is the never before seen designs, the things that I do when the camera's not rolling, the things that I do when I just want to create something, when I have an idea and I want to, try it out. And so what I'll do is show you some of these pieces, and if I get a lot of comments or requests, I, can then recreate a tutorial for some of these items. And I'm wearing a couple of them. So you have never seen these before. And just, for those of you who have never filmed your work, it changes the creative process quite a bit. For one thing, you have to explain every step, tell people what you're doing. So you have to be talking and creating at the same time. The other thing for me is that to give you a good camera view, there's pretty much a camera between my eyes and my hands. And that makes some of the work a little bit more challenging and takes away some of the joy of it. And sometimes I even see where I've connected something wrong after the camera's off the tripod, and I look at the piece and I'll think, how did I do that? Well, I'm trying to work underneath a camera lens. So a lot of people don't have any voice to their jewelry channels, probably for that reason. And a friend of mine that does YouTube videos with jewelry, she does voiceover. Because she said the creative process is just so changed for me when I have to be underneath the camera. So I go ahead and make my piece and enjoy the creative process and then edit everything out. And then I do a voiceover and explain what I'm doing. And so I was thinking I might try a video in that style, and I'd love some feedback from all of you if you would think it would be weird, or if it's something you think you would try along with me. But all that being said, I am going to start with a gift from one of our sweet, lovely community members. Her name is Diana Glasgow, and she sent me it's been quite a bit of money shipping this book to me because it's a little bit heavy, and I believe this is out of print, but I have enjoyed this book beyond words. It is so amazing. I wish that I could sit and share the pages of this with all of you page by page, because those of us that have this passion, this history, and some of the things in this book are just absolutely amazing. This is just one page, and these are going back designs and beads and methods for making beads and jewelry and baubles and the metal bits that go into jewelry, some hundreds of years old, a lot from the 17 and 1800s, the 1920s. I think if you know jewelry at all and the history of it, you're familiar with Miriam Haskell, part of the jewelry history. I have enjoyed this book so much. I cannot thank Diana enough. She put this beautiful little card in with my gift, thanking me for, the joy she's had in watching me design. But I think we're even now, Diana, because I have had so many hours with this book. And like I said, I really wish I could go page by page with all of you. So I just wanted to start with that. The next thing I'm going to start with is that off camera, I am working on my techniques with needle and thread. Years ago, and I'm going back years, like maybe 15 years ago, I was really into bead weaving with needle and thread, and I was doing really elaborate bracelet designs, and some of them would take me, several weeks to complete, and I got a little burned out on it, and I kind of missed doing other things. And I realized, that I needed to back then hone my skills on wire working and wrapping loops and getting better at that. So I kind of shifted gears, and I'm shifting back a little bit to include some bead weaving in my designs, but specifically I want to get good at bezeling a stone. So like making a frame with beads around a stone. Now my friend Gail did this bezel for me, and she's going to work on this with me. She is an expert. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Gail. I love my ring. I did the peyote stitch band, and we worked on that a little bit together, but that is one of my off-camera designs. And so there are a lot of tutorials for bezeling and for bead weaving, so I don't know if it's something that any of you would be interested in seeing my version of it, but it is really fun and really relaxing. And I've been working on some things off camera, and one of those is dimensional peyote stitch. So I have been just playing with different rings and trying different methods for embellishing the edge of the ring. And I have a really cool design coming with beaded rings and other rings that I will share when I have my things gathered up for it. But this is just a little pair of earrings that I just did while I was making dimensional dimensional rings, and they're really fun. In fact, I have rings in my ears right now, but I'm going to put one of these rings on one ear just so you can see how pretty they are. The bead weaving, the dimension that you get, and the texture that you get with all the little beads is just really lovely. And I did these on a jump ring. I put a jump ring around the woven part, and it's just a really pretty effect to go from the tiny little beads woven into a jump ring, and jump rings always give you a lot of movement. So I just did some simple, hoopy earrings that way. And then I was playing with kind of making my own pattern for a beaded bead cap. And I wanted to do kind of a floral one. So this is a little beaded bead cap, and I stacked a flower head pin and some beads for this little pair of earrings. It's okay. I wasn't really thrilled with the pattern. They're not very firm in there, which is a look, but it's okay. Like, I had fun doing them. So that's one. And then this is so cute, you guys. This is so cute. This is a tiny little beaded bag, and it is very dimensional. Can you see inside? And it has even a little bag charm, a little tiny seed bead flower bag charm. And I intended to make this as a pendant. And so some of you know that I have like a jewelry wardrobe of just empty chains, leather cords, satin cord, and I'll put different toggles and things on them. And then I can make pendants, like this, and string it on. So I was thinking how cute of a necklace that would be, just a little beaded bag. And it's so dimensional. There's the bottom of it. Now, I used pressed glass bicones for this. I mixed some faceted check glass rounds, some crystal bicones, some pressed glass bicones, and several seed beads. And it's a sweet little project. It did not take me too long. I can't really remember how long. I redid it a few times to really get it right. And, if any of you are interested in a tutorial on this, I'm probably going to sit and make some more and experiment with different beads, different bead sizes, another colorway. So let me know how you feel about making little tiny, I can't even get my fingers out of the way, making little tiny beaded bags. It was really a fun project. And these kinds of things don't take too long to do. So let me know how you guys feel about the little handbag. It's really sweet. And then, so I have a tutorial on the beaded pom-poms that I do, and I wanted to try doing one that was really tiny, that would look kind of like a dandelion in white and gold. So this has a little button on the top of the weaving, and for those of you who haven't seen it, let me see if I have it here. Oh, I do. I have it here because there's something else on here that I want to share with you. Yeah, so you'll notice here that I have done a lot of things off camera, you know, things that you guys don't see. So I'll share these with you. They're coming up. But I did this beautiful seed bead chain, so to speak. It's just my favorite metallic is the gold, and it has 2 loops on the end. I have one of my other things on here that I made, but it has 2 loops on the bottom. Let me show you. Just, and I love my soft flex wire, so I left my loops just plain without seed beads, but if you like this, you could, you know, definitely cover it with seed beads. And then these 2 loops, I can stack them on top of each other. Whoops, wrong way. And just slip my button closure over the top of this pendant. Of course, you know you can never do things very well when the camera's rolling. So, it's like that. And so my little firecracker or dandelion is like hanging from this chain, and you can, you know, pop my, like mine long, so I popped it over my head. But then I have my my little, you know, kind of, it's a beaded pom-pom, but it looks like a dandelion. And then, you know, I can slip this off and put something else on here. Or, you know, use it as a clasp. But that's just one of the little things. I used a teeny tiny little felt ball in the middle to create this, and some bugle beads and some seed beads and some crystals to give it sparkle. And it was just something that I did off camera. And I can link a video because it's the exact same technique, even though I did it smaller. It's the exact same technique that I've done before. And then let's see, where do I want to go next? Why don't we go to what I am wearing, and I will take this earring off because it's got to be distracting to have 2 earrings, to be looking at 2 different earrings. So I did a set, and there is a video for this. So I wanted to make like my own kind of resort wear. And so there is a video for this set with these earrings, and I will link that video. And in that video, I did a really long, really dramatic, and it's mixed, kind of mixed media. And so there is definitely a video for this. And this has no clasp on the end. It's just a pop over the head. And I literally went shopping in my own stash for this. And I, you know, just pulled out a color scheme of, if you can see in the earring, of purple, turquoise, and lime green with gold accents. And this was like just, it was so beautiful. The beads, even just laying in my tray, were just so beautiful. And so I'll stand up and show you the necklace. And I just did like a little bit of wire working on a lamp work focal bead. I made these dimensional rings, and it's just super long. It doesn't really have a tassel. It has more like boho fringe. Let me move my chair and step back a little bit. So there, so you can kind of see. It's just really beautiful. I think it looks great with kind of my boho lacy cutout top. I just love it. And so what happened is I was trying to put the beads away, and you know, sometimes beads just will not allow you to put them away. They just don't want to go away. And so everything was so pretty still in my tray, and I had a lot left over. And so I decided to do this funny little necklace and make a focal drop here and do it asymmetrical in all the same colors. So this necklace came about with the leftover beads from that project, as well as a little chain bracelet. Look how sweet this is. I absolutely love he/she beads and disc-shaped beads, and just stacking them, I think you get the coolest shapes. And so the links in this little bracelet are just stacks of the elements from the longer necklace and from the shorter necklace. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off so I can give you a closer look. I used the enamel coated jump rings and lobster claw clasp and findings for the whole thing. So there's a close-up look. And I just mixed in, you know, it's a little bit edgy, because of the bright colors and because of the composition of the piece, the cool shapes of the beads. And I even did my own little kind of a corkscrew head pin. It looks almost like a barrel bead for a head pin. And I did the same thing on the bracelet, only smaller, made my own little head pin. And all of these pieces have these coated jump rings and lobster claw clasp, and I just mixed up the colors. And so this was like a piece with just my leftover beads, and I absolutely love the way that it turned out. I love the composition and the bead patterns in this. And if you've been around here, you know that I don't make a lot of short necklaces. I don't wear a lot of short necklaces, but that being said, I absolutely love this, and I really love it layered with the longer one that I did the video on. And of course, now I have earrings and a bracelet and 2 necklaces, and what started out to just be a long resort wear necklace has ended up into being a full jewelry set. And on that subject, if you're watching jewelry trends right now, sets of jewelry are not on trend. That's kind of making us look a little outdated when we wear earrings, a necklace, a bracelet, you know, a matching ring, like everything matchy-matchy. So don't get rid of your sets, but break them up. So if I were to wear these earrings, I probably wouldn't wear a necklace, maybe do my bracelet with this necklace. I would definitely just put on some plain gold hoops with this necklace. And so keep your beautiful sets, and it's lovely to have a full set and all of those pieces to choose from. But to be on trend right now, you know, break up your sets. Don't wear them all together. Just a little, not that I'm a fashion stylist, I'm not, but I do read a lot. I research a lot for my videos, and so I just pick up these things, and I guess that's part of my job on my channel, is to pass that stuff on to you guys. So there you have that. And so let's see, I'm going to take these earrings out. I have done some similar earrings to this, but I thought I would just show you like the prototype. I was playing with some colored wire and, you know, just making charms out of regular beads and making like a little trapeze act. And so this was like literally my first earring. And then I got in one of the bead boxes that just had the perfect beads and, you know, design for making these, and I did a much nicer pair. But I just thought I would show you that a lot of times off camera I do a little bit of work on what's coming, and I was trying to, you know, I forget about the color wire. I really do. And when you go into spring and summer, you know, it's just the months with bright colors and it's hot, and so lightweight like wire earrings and a pop of color are really good. And so that was my little prototype for that. And then you guys, I'm so excited about this. So our friend, you see her under every video. I would be so sad if I didn't see her name under a video. Her name is Peggy Bush. She found these vintage 2-hole beads. It has a mark on the back. I can't quite read it without my glasses on, but this 2-hole bead, I don't know how many she had, but she said she wasn't going to use this one, and she mailed it to me as a gift to share with me. And I wanted to do something really special with it, and boy, have I. I cannot even tell you how much I love the bracelet that I made with this. I pulled out some lampwork beads that I have that are blown glass, and you can actually see my my cord right through the bead. And I created some of my specialty little beaded spiral beads that I do on wire. There is a video for that. And I did a little cha-cha section, a cluster over the lampwork bead in my favorite check glass bicone beads that are pressed glass, and some glass flowers, and some really pretty like chrysanthemum gold plated head pins. And I did like just elements that are gorgeous. A ring, that's another thing that this technique that you see me use a lot. And this time I floated a check glass faceted round right in the middle of the ring. And on this end is a check glass button with a gold ring around it. And it's just absolutely gorgeous. Let me put it on my little, when you make a bracelet like this, your cluster section never looks like very much until you put it on the body. And once it's against your body, your body holds it up. And so all the way around this bracelet, like all the way around, is something gorgeous. Even if it rolls around to the button side, there is just something gorgeous. And so thank you, thank you, thank you, Peggy. With her treasure that she shared with me, I made a treasure with my own art, and I just absolutely love this. So I did not do a video on this because I felt like I received a gift from one of you, and I felt like, you know, I just wanted to sit and enjoy myself and create and have fun. So of course I couldn't stop there. I had all of these blue and green and yellow beads out, and so I decided to do a pair of earrings, and I love these so much. And this filigree was in one of our dollar bead box, and I can't remember which month, but I just loved it. So I went on the website. If you're not familiar with Dollar Bead Club, it is a club. So once you're a member, by either subscribing to the box or by paying the annual fee, you can shop the website as much as you want, and everything is $1. So I went back and ordered some more of these, and when I started to play with it, I just felt like it was too thin. It does have a Miriam Haskell era, like, you know, 1920s, 1950s, that era where Miriam Haskell jewelry was really popular. It does have that vibe to me. And I don't know if you can see, I'll try to put some better pictures up, but it was really thin. So what I did is took some E6000 glue, and I glued 2 of them together with the concave sides, you know, together. So now it has some dimension. You can actually like see through the filigree. And for me, that just did the trick. And while I had my E6000 glue out, I glued a bead right in the middle of the front of the earring. I made one of my classic beaded rings that I do, and I put these on gold-filled ear wires. And look at these earrings, you guys. They're so pretty. I mean, I just absolutely love these. In fact, I was kind of holding these out and I haven't worn them because I wanted to share them with you before they get lost in my jewelry wardrobe. But look at these earrings. Aren't they so pretty? I love them so much. I just really love them. That is my style. And you know, they are bold, but they're lightweight and they're not crazy, and I just love them. So yeah, that was an off-camera thing. And then I love to make pendants. A lot of you know I say that all the time, but if you even get one bead box every month, you have a steady flow of beads coming in. And sometimes just making a bunch of necklaces and bracelets like over and over again, it gets to be a lot, you know. And I do try to sell some of my jewelry, but selling your jewelry is a whole separate job. The photographing and the editing and the listing and measuring it and packaging it and storing it so that it's ready to be shipped out when it sells, that is a whole nother job, and it takes a lot of time, and I'm way behind on that type of thing. So I do try to cut down on what I'm keeping. You know, if I don't think I'll wear it, then I really do try to cut down on that. So I have been in my own personal stash of lampwork beads. I love lampwork. I have a joke among my friends that if I ever get to be really, really rich, I'm going to fill my bathtub with lampwork beads and just get in there with a glass of champagne. So it's just a joke. So my one friend, Beth, you see her in the comments all the time. You'll see us sometimes mention our bathtubs. That's where that came from. If you're a comment reader, you know, so now that's our inside joke, and now you're all in on it. But I've been in my lampwork stash, and I just have made a bunch of pendants. So let me get my little self untangled here, and I'll share some of them with you. Now, the first one that I did, because I had these beautiful mille fiori cylindrical tube beads, I went ahead and did the first one into a full-blown necklace. And I just had so much fun with my lampwork beads and my seed beads and my cylinder beads, like all my favorite things. And I put some of my solid brass gold-plated anti-tarnish chain and a gold clasp on the back of this one. And I have actually been layering this necklace with other things because I just love the cylindrical beads with chains. It just looks really pretty. But I was just playing with my lampwork beads and I just love that. But then I did that. I've made a couple of these they're seed bead chains basically with the loops on the end. And I did this adorable little lampwork flip-flop octopus and bumpy lampwork bead pendant on this one, and it just looks so cute with everything. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is so cute, this little pendant. So much fun. And you know, I like things like this. It's nice to wear it down low where I can see it and play with my little octopus and my flip-flop. But it also, like, it's a nice way to keep it safe, you know, because it's against my shirt, and it's a nice way to keep my lamp work in good shape, but I can enjoy it. Isn't that the cutest thing? And so I just love having empty chains for my pendants. And then I did another one, and I equally love this one. Oh my goodness, this one is so cute. This one has a little lampwork fishy, and I just made use of my seed beads and one of the Nautilus shell check glass beads, and again, just having so much fun stacking disc spacers. And it has a decorative lobster claw clasp. I can't get my fingers out of the way, but it has a decorative lobster claw clasp, so I can literally use this as, you know, a pendant on pretty much anything that I own. But I have two different, let me untangle my things I've already tried on. I have two different links that I made of this style of chain with just the empty loops here. So I can put this right on here. And I've actually been wearing a couple of these at a time because they're just so cute and they look so bold together. Get my finger in there. And so they just look great on these little seed bead chains. And really, these designs are so easy, and you can personalize them if you like silver or copper. I love gold, so I'm pretty heavy on the gold presents, but I just love these. And with the loops, with the longer ones, you can pop it over your head, or you can, you know, use this as a front closure. But these are so fun, and I've been wearing like my octopus with my fish. Look at that. I mean, it's too much with all of them on, but I've been layering my necklaces, and it's just so fun. And there is more. Look at this one, you guys. Like I said, I was playing in my own lamp work. I just went for my lamp work beads and my seed beads. And I collect these when I go to bead shows. Oftentimes that will be my big purchase at a bead show, is if there's a lampwork artist there, you know, I'll spend $10 on one bead. And not all lampwork is that expensive, but I have a pretty big collection and I keep them separated. And I just had fun in my own collection of lampwork beads. And I did this pendant, and I did a little bit of a petite one. This one is like a dark pink, dark rose, and blue. Be still. And I mixed in a little pearl spacer bead and like a fancy head pin. And again, they all have a decorative gold plated lobster claw clasp, so they are all interchangeable. They can go on a gold chain. So like if I want to take one of my gold chains that's just empty and just play, you know. And I like to travel. Like I have a beach holiday coming up, and I like to bring one chain and a couple of pendants. You know, that's just something, but I can clip this onto any link in my chain and have a, you know, change up the look of my pendants. And then what is more elegant than gold and white? So I had, again, my beloved cylinder beads and this gorgeous lampwork teardrop. I really enjoy making my own head pins, especially this one's really contemporary. It's got this avant-garde, you know, squiggle to it, and just played with my seed beads, and look how gorgeous this one is. They're all so dramatic, And then let's see, is that all of them? Let me see if I'm missing anything. One more. Look at this one. Look at this giant lampwork coin-shaped bead, and look at the bottom drop. And so I was thinking this one might be perfect for the fall. It's just so lovely. And then, as I said, I do have a beach holiday coming up, and I've already selected a couple of books. I like to go away by myself to the beach every year for a couple of days just to relax. I do yoga on the beach when the sun comes up. I bring a stack of books with me. Sometimes I'll sit and polish my nails in my hotel room. And so a lot of times before I do a trip, I will make special bookmarkers. And so I did a little bookmarker here that's got just a girly theme, pink and red, a bottle of champagne, and my little suitcase and some flowers. And so I have my mystery novels that I'm gonna be reading. And then this was the Barnes & Noble pick of the month a couple months ago. And I did one of my elastic book cord covers. So, you know, this is really nice for a beach bag because there's nothing hanging down. And I, again, playing in my lamp work beads, I just did a little like beaded section on my elastic cord. And I love this. I really love this style of a bookmarker. The elastic cord can go inside your book. I don't know why I'm holding it upside down. I don't read a book that way, but it can go inside your book wherever your page is. And like this style is really nice to if you're traveling in a tote bag or a beach bag because there's nothing hanging down. So anyway, I have a playlist for all the different ways that I make bookmarkers, but this was just something that I sat one day when I'm blocked, when I need to like just get my juices flowing. Sitting and making bookmarkers is so easy because you're just going to be making little stacks of beaded components and connecting them together. You know, it's not complicated. They're not long. And I'll just find, like for my bookmarkers, little charms that I love that speak to me, and, you know, stacks of beads that I love. I like to stack flowers a lot. So that's a little advice if you feel blocked, if your creative juices are not flowing. Stack some beads, make your loops, and create some bookmarkers. And then one last thing, and I hate to put this in a never before seen video because you guys have seen this, but it is something that I did off camera. This is a video with the Jesse James Beads Coquette collection, and I did a necklace featuring the things from their pearl collection. They have a beautiful collection of pearls on their website right now. And so you have seen this necklace on my channel as well as on the Jesse James Beads channel. But one of the things that happens to me, as I said, with the filming is a lot of times when I'm not filming and I don't feel the pressure of the, you know, tick, 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 the time clock on the camera is I'll sit and look at something, a design or the way that I've connected something and think to myself, that would have been better this way or that way. It's funny how I don't catch those things because I'm so conscious of the camera rolling and the quality of the video and, you know, keeping the video to a certain length and staying under the camera lens. All of those things really hinder some of the creative decisions that go into a piece. So when I was finished with the video, I loved the piece. It was beautiful. And I had a chain reaction on here, but I had thought, well, I would really have liked to have seen this connected not so far out to the end of my connector bar. So I restrung this section and I took it off of the chain reaction because I thought to myself, that is a very specific style of necklace. And it is not one that I'm going to wear every single day, you know, it would be for certain things. So many of you have seen that another thing that I do in my own jewelry wardrobe is blank chains in links and chain that I love. And then on the end, I just put 2 lobster claw clasps. So they clasp in the front, and like this was what I was wearing. I had a client meeting the other day, and this was one of the add-in sections that I had made. I think I showed you guys this in my last try-on video. It's a Sam's Beatbox thing. And so that's what I had on here. And I can actually, let me stand up and once again back my noisy chair up. So yeah, I had this on. This is what I was wearing the other day. But necklaces made this way are so cool because when, again, I mean, how much are you going to wear like orange and turquoise, you know, like, and as seasons change, like this might not feel right for some of the seasonal clothes that we wear. So I have a special tray in my jewelry box for my add-on sections and for my blank chains, and I just am going to clip this on. So I redesigned, so the redesign has never been seen before, but that is something, you know, that happens to me sometimes, and I thought I would show you since I think a lot of you did see this video. As I said, it was on 2 channels, and so now it's on my add-in section here. And I really love the length of this. And I do have a shorter one of these as well. And so depending on what I'm wearing, I can choose if I want the longer length or the shorter length. But I love when I have a beautiful bar like this and this beautiful boho bead. I really love being able to see it myself. So I like the length. It's actually so long that I'm not in the camera, but I really love like a cool, like low hanging piece like this. I just think it's so pretty. And then again, I have a shorter one of these, so I'm not going to change it out for time's sake, but I could also put it on one of my chains and make it shorter. So, sometimes I do that. I just redesign like a piece that I've done. So I think that is everything that I have going right now. As I said, I have a really cool video and design coming up with the beaded rings that I've been doing off camera. And there are thousands, literally thousands of tutorials on YouTube for dimensional beaded rings, and people that are much better at it than I am, because that is not my area of expertise. I really like to do enough of this to make bits to add into my other designs. But let me know if there's anything I've shown you that you're interested in seeing an actual video on. I will try to put that in the video schedule. And like if you want to sit and do pendants with me, I'll show you how I did these pendants. They're all on one piece, and they're really fun to make. As you can see, I made quite a few. Oh, there was one more thing that I did off camera that I really have to share with you. So the bargain bead box for last month, the May flowers one, was just gorgeous, and I can't even remember what I made from it, but I made a couple of pieces from it. But in that box, there were these gorgeous butterfly wings. They are the most unique thing. They have, I mean, if you didn't get the box, I don't even know how to explain this. If you got it, then you know what I'm talking about. Oh, my frog is back on my windowsill. I mean, I literally can see him. He sits outside on the windowsill and looks in at me and has these conversations with me when I'm making videos. I'm gonna have to come up with a name for him. But this beautiful, there were 2 of them. It's 2 separate components. And so I'm gonna try to show you what I did. I really wanted them to sit up, and I wanted them where I could see them on a bracelet. So I did a wire wrapped component for this bracelet because I really wanted them to stay like that. And I just used some of the beads from the box. And so now the butterfly wings sits up on my bracelet and I can see it. Isn't that the most beautiful thing? And so this was, again, a mixed media. It has some wire wrapped loops. It has some charms. It has some Brazilian waxed cord. It has some glass donut beads that I added into the box from my stash. It has some pressed glass butterflies that I had in my stash. I was crazy about these lavender beads that were in the box. And this is just absolutely a gorgeous bracelet. And this was something, again, that I did when the camera stopped rolling and I was cleaning up. I said, oh, I really want to make that bracelet. I had set everything aside for the bracelet, and I'm going to try to put this on because I also made the length on this a little bit shorter than I normally would. And the reason I do that is when I have a component like those butterfly wings and I want them to sit up on my wrist, I like to make my bracelet a little tighter. Like you can see one that's a charm section, it can float around. But if I want something to like really sit up, I want my body to hold that up so that I can see it, so that my butterfly wings are, you know, where they need to be. But look how pretty that bracelet is. So that was another thing. Let me see if I can turn it this way. That was another thing that I did off camera. And I just thought I would share it with you because it seemed like when those of us that get the bargain bead box, it seemed like most people were really excited about the butterfly wings because they're so unique. And from the comments that I read, almost everybody knew exactly what they were going to do with these. But maybe for those of you that weren't sure, or you found them challenging, maybe that's an idea. I wire wrapped that component with the beads. I'm trying to get my hand out of the way so you can see, and it really worked out well. So yeah, that was one last thing that I did off camera. So also let me know if you would like me to continue to do videos where I share with you just the finished items of things that I make off camera, because I do a lot of jewelry and I film a lot of it, but a lot of it I don't film. So, you know, give me some feedback in the comments. I would really love that. And I thank you all so much for watching, and I'm going to be back really soon with the video trying on all the pieces that I've made, my recap of all my video tutorials. And oh my goodness, you guys, it's a lot this time. I may not even be able to try everything else on. So one of the things we do as jewelry makers is we put a little bit of beauty out into the world with our creations. So let's go do that. Let's keep putting a little beauty out into the world. I hope you're all safe and well and having fun on your beading mats. Ciao, friends.